Hello, listeners. Michael here. Just letting you know that this is part 2 of what'll likely be a 3-part episode. We have a bunch of stuff recorded, but the editing has been slow lately. As some of you may know, I took some time off in July for my birthday, and yeah, it's just a slow process, but we're cranking them out. We appreciate you bearing with us, and we apologize for the pace. Thank you for listening. Welcome back to the Pod Fruit. Today we are discussing the second half of Volume 27. Be sure to check out Part 1 if you haven't already. And with that, let's begin.
So, we open this chapter with Nami being very thankful to the kami for some reason, and me along with the other characters are seemingly very confused. What is happening with Nami? And my guess was is she thanking them or is she thanking the kami because she thinks that they can hear her? Try to be in the good graces of the kami, oh yes, I will honor you because I feel like you can see me, probably. So that was my hypothesis. And moving a little bit ahead, as there's movement between the different groups that are the attention of the manga is divided between the different groups of these Straw Hats. But the middle panel of page 4 kind of brings us back to the group with Luffy, Sanji, and Usopp. And the middle panel specifically reminded me of Whiskey Peak, where the needles on the cacti were tombstones. In this case, what they're seeing aren't flowers, but rather skulls impaled on stakes.
This is a little... Well, no, it's equally dark. It's tombstone and these... I was going to say this is a little darker, but it's not.
No,
really.
It's both pretty dark, but that was a parallel that I drew. And then so everything is kind of interrupted quickly by the Shandian and Wiper warning them, telling them that they should leave lest they become their next target. The bottom panel of page 8 was also very typical of the three guys. You get Luffy insulting Wiper with no regard for his own survival. Usopp is no, please, shut the fuck up. And Sanji is using whatever brain cells he has left to figure out that they aren't on the same side as the kami. But it felt very just a very Straw Hat moment.
Which page is this?
The bottom of 8.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so Luffy's is that a threat? Bring it on, Baldy. And then Usopp is no, please stop, shut your mouth. And then Sanji's just figuring things out,
Good for him.
It doesn't happen all the time, but it does happen. And I'm a Sanji critic at this point, not in that I'm being nitpicky, but he's under a little bit more scrutiny than some of the other characters just because of some of the behaviors that he's displayed.
Yes. And it seems like we're starting a Nami watch as well. A little bit of a Nami watch.
We're starting a little bit of a Nami watch.
Small.
So I might be, I don't want to say overly critical, but overly fanatical, maybe, of what Sanji does. But anyway, right, this is, okay, he's actually putting 2 and 2 together.
It is a very fine, normal Sanji moment, and
we appreciate them when they're there. That's it. That's exactly it. The top panel of page 10, where you see one of the Guardians, I guess, dogs, the dog, just eating people.
That's a tough panel, in a good way.
At the top of page 10, it's a little haunting. Oh my god, that dog is actually eating people. It was a little unexpected.
You put the person on his nose and he flips it up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
stay. Okay.
Yeah, I love it. Oh my god, that's so cute when dogs do that.
I know, I love dogs. And you know what? I also love this dog, but I would stay on his good side. I would be feeding him treats and trying not to become the treat.
He's just a hungry boy.
Yeah. Again, I don't know what it is about this specific character design, but that, the guy that we find out is one, like, the guardian of the swamp or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he freaks me out. He
hate him.
really freaks me out. It's like, it's giving, like, Uncanny Valley. Like, he doesn't look quite human. Like, he's trying to look human, but he doesn't. And I don't know, he just bothers me. Then moving on to page 12, as the boat is making its way on the river. I like the bottom panel of page 12, where you actually see the river and the boat shaded in and the forest in the background. I thought that was a cool
The
little
river's
perspective
crazy.
shot. It absolutely is crazy.
You ask Oda, why does it do that? He says, I don't know, they're in the sky.
Because
Like, that's...
Things work differently here.
I would love to ride a roller coaster, like a lazy river.
I love lazy rivers.
I know, I also
Oh
love
my
lazy
God.
rivers, but have that be that.
Mm-hmm.
That would be so fun. Yeah, I just thought that was a cool panel at the bottom of 12. I like the sequence of events over pages 14 and 15 as Zoro, Nami, and Robin return to the ship and call out for Chopper. A couple of highlights for that. Mid-page 14 was really funny to me, with Zoro having a little bit of a dummy moment, asking himself if Chopper didn't try redecorating.
The mask. Yeah, he takes the whole mask down.
And Robin saying that maybe he was torn limb from limb, with Nami freaking out on the both of them. Like, that was a really good panel.
Also, seeing Nami worried for Chopper's kind
I
of
know, I know. It was cute. And then the top panel of page 15 had me wanting to just scoop Chopper up and give him a big, big hug. My little
God.
baby. He's sniffling and he's scared and he's crying and
He's not
it's like-
scared. He says it.
but that's the thing, is he was so brave, and now that his friends are back, the facade is cracking. Like, now
Yeah.
he doesn't have to be brave anymore. He could just cry. And I'm like, same.
Not if I'm
I
on the
can re-
ship.
I can
Shut that shit up.
You cry, you
No.
failure.
Somebody shut the raccoon up or I'm gonna fucking do it.
Listen, as HR, Dylan, you're gonna go in the corner if you keep bullying Chopper.
Maybe
HR
stop
can't
crying so much. Can't put baby in the corner.
He's just being sensitive. And also, there's just something special about Chopper, but the interaction between Usopp and Chopper at page 16 was so heartwarming. Like, when
Oh, yeah.
when Usopp says a mask can always be replaced, but we can't replace you.
And Usopp's the one who cares the most about the ship, you know?
I know, but Usopp also really cares about Chopper. And then you just see Chopper's face, like mid-left panel of page 16, where he's like, oh. Like, oh, they love you. They love you, Chopper. I love you. But yeah, I thought that was a very sweet moment, sweet reunion. And then, the last 2 pages of the chapter are also very typically Straw Hats. The bottom of the page, bottom panel of page 18 is almost slice of lifey, with Usopp giving a presentation, most of the group feasting on a big fish, and Chopper watching over Ganfor and preparing to feed him. And the last page is one of those like typical pages where we get a snapshot of all of the Straw Hats' reaction to the plan, and Luffy being like, "Let's fucking do this, bro!" But yeah, it was a good reunion moment. The end of that chapter to me was a good bringing all of the Straw Hats back together. I really, really like that. So yeah, I enjoyed the fact that the end of this chapter was kind of the reunion of the two separate factions of the Straw Hats coming back together. And then I did have a little bit of a shout out of the first entry of the SBS, where we find out more about how Nami's bracelet was Nojiko's, and how this ties into Nami keeping her family with her at all times, like through her tattoo and whatever. And I have to say, I like that Oda actually called Genzo her foster dad, because we never like really got a definition of what Genzo was to Nami. Like, we had an inkling because he was very fatherly and protective, but like the fact that he's taking the time to name him as her foster dad made me like, oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
And that's what I had for 252. Dylan?
I like the cover image. The toy store kind of angle is a lot of fun. And then Nami, in the open is showing her wishy-washy ass self.
Just trying to gain the favors of whatever she needs to survive, really, is what she's doing.
It's like the whole argument. It's like, I'm atheist, lightning strikes nearby. Oh, dear God, if I get out of this, I swear.
And then you get out of it and you're like, actually?
It's like, oh, that's just proof you're not real.
If God was real, he would have struck me dead then, actually.
Yeah, he's a pussy.
I don't worship no pussy.
Yeah.
Well, it's different.
And I do, a lot of this chapter is like the fight sequence between the gorillas and the servants of the kami. So that's I do enjoy all those shots. It's a lot of fun action shots throughout this whole chapter. And the perspective shots, like when they see the field of flowers that are actually skulls on poles, just seeing the way the riverway flows through it, and like seeing this, like, is that one river, or is that several?
It might be just a crazy loopy thing, but yeah, I hear you.
I interpret it as just one very long, very loopy river. That's the
switch
way
backs.
I've interpreted it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the reveal of a Paramecia user, it's like, oh, they call, just like their currency, they call devil fruit something else. And they're aware of devil fruit powers. Which I think was like, oh, that's devil fruit powers. When the other guys, it's like, no, that's mantra. And like, I'm still very intrigued on what the mantra thing is, because it's building up to be like a really intense part of this place. It's just not enough of the information's trickled through yet.
It's been brought up several times at this point in different contexts, right? So it is important.
Don't forget the mantra.
Okay.
I'll just say that. Not just during this arc, but period.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like it's something I've like picked up on, but because, as Dylan was kind of saying, we don't have a whole lot of information yet, I've not clung on to it, but I always kind of keep it in the back of my mind as something that, oh, this is probably going to come up again, you know? So, yeah.
Fun thought is like, oh, mantra is just like the power, supernatural powers, where it's like devil fruits are just like a physical embodiment of mantra. So it's like there's a high level of mantra in an area, a devil fruit shows up, the eater of that devil fruit now unlocks the ability to use mantra.
Mantra so far feels more spiritual, whereas the devil fruit powers feel more, in the context of this universe, something that's more like tangible and observable than mantra, whereas mantra comes across as more like energy and whatever, you know? But again, at this point, we really don't have much more information than that.
And I'm starting to think that the gorillas are kind of might have a hard like inspiration from the Cheyenne Native American tribes, just because the whole thing, like when he has his line on 8 in the middle panel, it's like, or that whole thing he does is like, if anyone interferes with this land, we will destroy you. And that's the thing, like the expansion to the west, the railroads are constantly getting attacked by war bands, and it's kind of like, no, you're in our land, altering our land, we're going to kill you.
And I kind of danced around it a little bit last time. I don't know why, because it's all in the same volume. But it's really an interesting take on the kind of colonial relationship here, and we get more into it later. But it just the way it's done is
I have
is
more
unique.
notes on
and I'll
it.
save my deeper thoughts for the actual reveal. But yeah.
Actually, yeah, because that is a good point, because Japan as a culture is very, I forget the exact term for it, but like very secluded and then by them on their own kind of thing. So it's like they kind of have a little bit of that. It's like, no, you're not going to come here and fuck around.
I don't think they were ever colonized, right?
I don't
No.
I don't think so. I have to say I'm not familiar enough with the history of Japan to really say, but it's not.
I don't think it was ever like Japan is ours.
The way
part
that
of the British Empire.
the way that Canada and Australia and New Zealand are British,
I
not
agree.
territories, but you know what I mean.
I do not believe Japan was ever fully under anyone's thumb. It certainly got bullied around.
It's like, we own this town here, so now we can trade products with you and get the products you have. And then America pulled up, and it's like, nope, country's closed. Pulled up with some frigates. It's like, no, it's not. Like, yeah, you're right, it's not.
I feel like the whole topic of colonialism is something that is worldwide. Like, we're talking about the British, sure, but also France and Spain and Portugal and whatever. Like,
I think Portugal had a big part of Japan early.
Lots of
I think they're the first
colonialism,
ones
right?
to find it.
And I even though they might not have experienced it in their own history directly as far as Japan goes, Indigenous peoples in Canada, the US, New Zealand, Australia have deeply been affected, and I feel like that's specifically what he's I think the similarities are too clear to me with regards to visually. Like, I wouldn't equate that to anything as pertaining to Japan specifically, but to me it's an unfortunately well-known story. So, yeah. Anyway, I think I get into it a little bit later in my notes because I have thoughts on that.
And of course, after the shot comes, Luffy's like, alright, let's fucking go. And Sanji's like, oh, damn. The obvious.
Oh, that they're not.
So they're on the same side. Yeah, no shit.
I didn't hate that from him. It's definitely a little obvious for us.
I know that my issue is I know what's coming up, and it's like, oh, you fucking loser. Luffy's like, bitch, please. You know how many berries my head's worth?
You know who my dad is?
Actually, we don't really know who Luffy's dad is.
You've made the line and noticed similarities to where I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, well, but no, I'm just saying, I'm just saying we don't really know at this point in the story. We don't really know who Luffy's dad is. So Michael's saying, "Do you know who my dad is?" The answer is, "Well, not really, but
I have thoughts."
But you're my special little guy.
Yeah. Who's my little rubber man?
Yeah.
Do the thing where you stretch your face out again. Nah.
Yeah. Chopper's actually Luffy's dad.
Wait, what?
That was before he ate the human fruit. I don't want to think about it. Dude, your mom was a fucking freak.
Yeah.
It's a caribou. No, that's my caribou.
Boom, boom.
Took me a second. I had to. That's a thinker.
But we get to see more of the fight scenes between the guerrillas and the envoys or the defenders.
Vassals.
Vassals. That's it.
Yeah.
Kind of gives you an idea of what each of their powers is. Bald guy with glasses who reminds me of one of the Turks from Final Fantasy VII, because there's just the bald guy with the sunglasses.
That's also the guy with the dog, right?
Yes.
That's eating people. Yeah,
but
okay.
He's definitely a sword, so him and Zola are going to fight. That's Zola's fight. Zola's like,
okay. Yeah. I feel like that's a good prediction. Yeah.
A coup-ass looking motherfucker seems to be a melee dude. So that might be a Sanji fight. Or Chopper. And then, of course, like the fucking roller coaster looking thing. It's like, damn, you know what? I'd ride the Skypiea roller coaster. Kind of looks like a good time. And it's a log flume at the same time?
That's why I was saying a lazy river. Log flume could also be like just a roller coaster, log flume, and or lazy river, please.
Well, if I'm going down a log flume ride and I see a loop at the end of it, I'm like, I'm gonna die. I have been tricked. This is the final destination in real life. It's like, you know what? Can I pop these restraints and just get out? I think I stood a better chance at a 20-foot fall than going through a loop on a goddamn log float.
I'll have a door, and there will be enough room on my door for you and I. Okay?
Well, that's my door. I want to lay down. Pushes me
okay.
Off. This is mine!
Okay, Michael, I need you to be a witness to me trying to be nice to Dylan and him being
Michael's going to be sitting in the lifeboat pointing and laughing. At least one of you's going to die, if not both.
All I see here is Dylan getting bullied somehow.
I was sharing my doors.
He was retaliating that she had to have said something first.
Please save me.
I want the knob.
I promise I'm nice. Well,
not gay. Not gay.
What are you gonna do with the knob?
Nothing.
Don't worry about it.
I'm just sitting on it. It's comfortable. It helps me with my hemorrhoids. Anyway,
it's actually good for my. It's good for my tailbone. Keeps it in line.
Keeping me locked in on the waves as Wild Way.
It's aligning my chakras. Okay, leave me alone.
Yeah, it's literally an oh shit bar.
Nah, I'm just kidding. It's a sex thing.
I'm doing it because I'm a little kinky.
Yeah.
What's that little comic where it's like Mickey Mouse is like, Goofy, or like, it's like, Pluto, I've always been meaning to ask you, Goofy's a dog? So why do you walk around on all fours and wear a collar? It's like, it's because I'm a kinky fucker. It's like, oh God.
Well, Mickey, I'm glad you asked.
Oh, this conversation is off the hinge.
What happened?
Well, we started about putting door. Yeah, there it is.
Instead of folie à deux, it's folie à trois.
Whatever that is, yeah, hell yeah. What V said.
Because folie à deux is like a known like psychological event where like if one person is having like a delusion, someone else will follow into that delusion. But since we're three people, instead of folie à deux, it's folie à trois.
Folie à trois. Okay, I think
we're our own little echo chamber over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
But I do like middle of 13 is head honcho going against one of the vassals, and then the Aku guy just death staring down the barrel of the bazooka.
Yeah. Actually,
it's like, damn, this guy kind of He cold. He a cold motherfucker.
He still freaks me out.
It's more menacing than just like general creepy at this point.
And I have to agree with V on like the interaction of them getting back to the ship and Chopper. Where it's like, where are you, buddy? What happened? Something happened. You see the like Shadow peeking ashamedly outside the right way this time.
Yeah.
The correct way. His body is behind most cover.
Yeah.
And the little sob.
I know, just the little bubble sob.
Yeah. Well, it's like when a kid breaks something, they feel really bad about it. Like the interaction of how like they approach. It's like, you're gonna be really mad. I'm so sorry. It's like, no, we're not mad, buddy. You owned up to it. I'm proud of you for that.
Yeah, there's a lot to be proud of.
It was business as usual.
And I like to, what I assume is Zolo's line. The way I like to read it is really condescending. Like, it's like, all right, yeah, okay, Chopper, you're tough. What happened? You're so
I don't know if
strong.
condescending's the word. I think he's trying to get to the point, though.
That's just me being a cynical asshole, but I think the intent is to be like, don't worry, yeah, we know you're tough, dude. You don't have to try and sit there and act like nothing happened. We know you can put up a fight, and we know you did. Like,
I also think he's a little like whoa, what's happening still at this point? Like, holy shit.
It's a lot, okay? It's a lot.
And then, of course, fucking, Sanji shows up.
Oh, yeah.
Nobby Robin! I passed the love challenge. It's like, ugh.
I don't even want to acknowledge him, because fuck that at this
I'm gonna
point,
acknowledge
honestly.
it by pointing at you and being like, loser!
Yeah. That's what they need on the crew, just Dylan to point out all the bullshit and
You suck
bully
for this
Chopper.
reason, you suck for this reason,
Yeah.
you suck for this reason, and you're a whiny-ass little reindeer
Dumbass
bitch.
little dwarf looking
Let's
ass.
go.
Luffy, you're kind of cool, man.
Yeah, I get it, dude. Vibe. Usopp, no the fuck you're not, lying ass.
Dylan just starts a roast on
Yeah.
the Going Merry. He's like, Chopper, you cry too much. Boom, roasted.
Yeah, every time Boom roasted. Nami's a bitch!
Meanwhile, I'm in the back, carefully preparing everyone's like performance assessments and like, oh, well, that was something you did really good, and that's, you know, a point where you can improve on, and let's talk about it.
And then I kick open the door and point like, pencil pushing nerd!
Boom, roasted.
Woo!
You're getting suspended for 2 days.
Are you gonna physically make me leave the office? Go ahead, call security. I dare you. I'm up for a scrap. Who's ready to get thrown out of this Chili's?
Yeah.
I'll fight you.
I do like how Usopp reacted to it. He's like, oh no, the mask. He's like, I'm so sorry, this is fire, I did everything. It's like, dude, no. You did the right thing. Like, if not for you, we wouldn't have a ship anymore. Thank you. A mask can always be replaced, but we can't replace you.
Usopp is growing on me,
Yeah.
like, and it's been a trend since basically the end of Alabasta, and all of this so far with Skypiea has been for me an Usopp redemption moment. I'm really liking Usopp more and more as a character.
I do like, because, well, also, like, kind of like me, like, kind of reminds me of like, American military, like, during Vietnam. Because, like, you go through basic training, like, you don't shoot at what you can't see. You wait till you see your target before you shoot it, and then they get to the jungles of Vietnam and all their NCOs. Like, why aren't you shooting? Like, we're getting shot at, shoot back. It's like, I don't see it. It's like, dude, I can get more bullets. I can't get riflemen. If you're getting shot at you, shoot back.
What does NCO stand for?
Non-commissioned
What are you
officer.
referring to?
The Vietnam War. Because, like, during...
No, what are you referring to in the One Piece?
Like, when the whole... It's like, I can get another mask. I can't get another you.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah.
And then Chopper immediately after, like, anime cliche is, like, fired up. It's like, I'm going to be a strong, reliable man. And that's like, that's pretty dope.
That is like, I didn't even really think much of that frame, but yeah, that's super
Because he's
cute.
literally fired up. He's literally on fire.
Yeah. Well, I like the fact that Chopper did also save the Sky Knight, and he kind of lets everybody know, it's like, if it wasn't for him, the ship would be lost. Like, I was going to be
Oh yeah.
licked. I was getting
Yeah.
my ass beat. And the Sanji, there's a lot of things I want to ask him, but let's wait until he's awake. You too, thanks.
Oh, I wonder if he's responding to Pierre. Pierre, right there. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
like
Pierre,
if he's just pretending to.
The bird horse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pierre the
I don't
bird
know.
horse.
I don't know what Sanji's on about
That's
here.
that to me seems a little disjointed and kind of hard to follow. Because I'm trying to be like,
Yeah,
manga read, it's like right to left. So I'm following the speech bubbles and it just don't make sense.
And like even Pierre's little P comes after it, so logically he's not responding to anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. The panel like mid page 17, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that short I've seen of an interview where a dude sneezes, blesses himself, and then thanks himself.
Right.
He like sneezes, and goes, "Bless you, thank you."
Listen, if ever like somehow I
That man's got
bump into
manners.
something in my own apartment when I'm alone, I'll say sorry. I'll be like, "Oh, sorry," because I'm bumping.
Nah, I cuss that toad to get the fuck out of my way.
Get a job.
Yeah. Fucking bum. I don't work 8 hours a day for you to sit around and be a table all day.
Yeah.
Listeners, you can just tell the dynamic of this group by this very
One of
short
them's
interaction.
You figured that.
Guess which one.
It's like, I know he's American, but hearing his antics, and I know he lives on the coast. You sure he's American, not just a Florida man?
Dylan, you're a few steps removed.
Yeah,
but not too many.
A few.
I'm getting there. If I let it all go rock bottom, I'll be a Florida man.
I mean, you have the mullet and the pit vipers. I'm just saying.
I'd go down there and I'd be king. I'd be like, hold my beer, fucking Tiger King ain't got shit on me. Watch me do all this meth. But like, I like kind of like there is a lot of like information being like Nami had gave Usopp the rundown. Usopp's filling everyone in. It's all right. Yep, same island. Yeah. A lot of information being given, but it is these last couple pages do really feel like, even though it's literally just after like disaster and a hard fight, but it's still ship life.
And that's what I was saying with it being like slice of lifey. That's kind of what I was referring to. Yeah,
which I liked because it's like how they deal with it. It's like, oh shit, we won, but they lost. But we're all okay still. Anyways, let's eat a giant fish. I just love the picture like when they're sitting around the fire. That's a really good scene. I like that a lot. Bottom of 18.
Bottom of 18, yeah.
Yeah. Everyone's being typically themselves.
Luffy, like, soloed one of those sharks to himself. And he's like, no, this second one's mine. These are for me.
Listen, his stomach is plastic or rubber.
I mean, honestly, nowadays, most of everyone's is.
Yeah.
It stretches.
So many microplastics, we shit in Tupperware.
Are you saying I should use my shit to store stuff?
Food. Do not. I don't think it needs to be said.
Wait a
we're
minute.
going to go ahead and put a disclaimer. Don't do that. Just don't.
Listeners, sometimes our jokes go a little bit too far, and you guys have to be a witness to them. And
that's the one that requires the disclaimer?
And that, yes. I mean...
Not the shoving a doorknob up your...
I mean, hey.
Listen... All of it comes with an implied disclaimer.
If the knob fits, wear it.
Oh God, why does it always smell like shit near any door in your house?
My doorknobs are the
handles.
Oh,
you're going there.
The handles. Yeah.
It can make it work.
That's what I have to work with.
And 19 is a really good shot of like everyone's got the information. Now you get to see how everyone's kind of reacting to it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Luffy's getting amped up. The bottom. Just all right. Let's do it. Let's find that gold. Yeah.
Yeah. My way of summarizing what he says is, "Let's fucking do this, bruh." Which
you could even bring it down just to bruh.
Bruh.
Oh, okay. And the SBS is kind of cool with the detail of Nami never having a bracelet and her sister having a bracelet and it appearing to not be there after she leaves. But my observation with that, they're like, see, she's not wearing it. It's like where it is on her wrist is covered by hair.
Huh?
Because in the first scene you get of it, when they're showing her with it, you can see it because it's on her wrist, but then she's like rubbing her head, and where it is on her wrist is concealed by her hair. So it's like, it might still be there, you're just thinking it's not. But the fact that it's like, oh, it might be her sister's bracelet, it's like, okay, that's a nice little time. And then Oda confirming it. Like, yep, it is. But yeah, that's all I got on that chapter.
All right, we goofed on that a lot. Maybe this won't be as breezy as I thought. Talking about doorknob for like 10 minutes.
That was all Dylan. Dylan started it. Wait, who started it?
I talked about pushing you off the door, and then butt stuff came up right here.
Right.
Of course, yes.
And then everyone expanded on it, as your butthole would upon a
it's
doorknob.
very classically us.
Yeah.
V Titanic reference. Dylan turns it into some kind of act of aggression, and then I shove it up my ass.
And that's our friendship
It's
summarized.
us.
That's just it. That's exactly it.
All right. So 252. I thought the beginning part of this with Nami being a little obnoxious, a little silly, I didn't hate it. But I thought it gave Robin and Zoro kind of this interesting kind of foil to be the straight man and woman of the situation, which they often are. I do see a bit of like kindredness between them, though I
Nami
don't
and
know
Zoro?
that we've no Robin and Zoro are
Yeah,
the
okay.
like straight man and woman to Nami's ridiculous
Yeah.
outburst. But I mean, I do see a lot of similarities between them. However, I don't know that I know Zora's been a little distrustful, but I don't know that we've seen them interact much. So I like them kind of interacting.
I would ship
One
that,
thing,
TBH.
one thing I always, yeah, for sure. One thing I always really enjoy is character relationships. Like, how does Chopper and I'd love to see more Chopper and Luffy, to be honest. I feel like they certainly appreciate each other, but it always seems like it's someone besides Luffy comforting Chopper, boosting him, loving on him, stuff like that.
Yeah, they don't seem to have as direct interactions as we've seen Chopper and Zoro, we've seen recently Chopper and Usopp, but I agree.
Well, they had a fight together.
Right. I agree that I would like a little bit more Chopper and Luffy. Yeah.
Yeah, every permutation of the different combinations is something I'm interested in. Like Robin and Nami, the two women. I think that's a dynamic that deserves to be explored, and it has a time or two. I'm not saying that that's lacking or anything, but it's just something I enjoy looking for and kind of exploring. So, the confrontation between the Shandians and the Straw Hats I thought was interesting. I thought it was cool. The one single rocket was kind of funny to me. Like, he's just shooting one rocket just to fuck with him. I guess he doesn't know that Luffy could just counter it, but what are you, paying by the rocket? Shoot two. Come on. I know he's in a hurry. But it was quick and to the point. Thought Luffy's reaction and the whole crew with them's reaction felt very natural to me. It felt good. I liked it. I liked the whole thing. It was their first introduction to these Shandians, and I thought it was done well. The fight kind of happens a little abruptly. I know that we switch perspectives all the time, but it jumps us right into the middle of the fight with the vassals, which isn't the worst thing, but I felt like I again, this is something that I often struggle with, is these very fast-paced, very detailed panels, but very small. I sometimes struggle to, if there's something deeper, I may miss it. I try my best to consume all that I can, but it leaves me wondering if there's something I'm missing. I generally liked it. I thought the concept was cool, the Shandians fighting the vassals, but one, I felt it should have had a little bit more focus other than just 2 pages of just generic ass beating and generic. I mean, the art's cool, the moves are cool, but I don't really understand the deeper context of how this fight started. I'd like to see more, I guess, is ultimately what I'm trying to say, and it was a little difficult to read. That being said, when Bro has a fucking rocket launcher to his head and he's just staring dude down, that's ballsy. I like it.
Yeah, that's a big balls move for sure.
Yeah. And then there's an explosion in the next panel. I'm wondering if he got clapped by that rocket. Obviously he didn't. We see him later. I also agree the Loopy River seemed fun. Loopy River, Luffy River, Luffy's on the river. Anyway, there's a word association for
Yep.
you. And of course, the Chopper scene to wrap this all up was so cute. It was a little funny. It was a little tear-jerkery, dramatic, in a good way.
I love it.
I thought that all of their interactions were really interesting, cute, fun, all of that. Likewise, Luffy, Sanji, and Usopp arriving after having just done the one challenge. I thought there was something interesting to be said about that, because they built up these challenges at first, and then they kind of did one. They did. And then the rest was kind of clear sailing. They got a rocket shot at them, but that wasn't part of the challenges. And I actually like that. So it's a little bit what I would say is misdirection a little bit. You think that they're going to go through all of this, but they don't. And there's a reason, because the people who execute these challenges have their hands tied up elsewhere. They're dealing with shit, and I'm okay with that. I don't mind not seeing the challenges fully. I like the little artistic misdirection there. Chopper and Usopp's interaction is great, and then we end with a really interesting scene, a very homey scene of everyone getting together, declaring that they're on a treasure hunt to kind of align with both of you. Page 18, that was a really cool, very slice of lifey panel, and I liked it. So overall, this chapter had a lot to love, a little to like, and very little, but still a little bit to hate. Again, speaking specifically of the vassal fight scene, it just didn't do it for me.
It's a little too disjointed.
Yeah, and that's it. That would be my only negative. Otherwise, I really enjoyed reading this chapter.
I feel like maybe there wasn't as much effort put into those potential vassal fights because it's going to come up later. Like, this isn't the last that we've seen of these characters, I feel like, and I feel like there's probably more to come. So
you're 100% right. But I don't know, it was just like boom, and then it wasn't. And
yeah, no, I get that. It can't, like, why even bother? If you're not gonna actually go in it and lean into it and like take it, you know, go 100%, then why even bring it up? You know, yeah, I get that.
Because, you know, one of the Shandians does get injured in it.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it could have just been done better. But yeah, 253's V.
Yeah, so I will say I don't have a whole lot for this chapter, as a lot of 253 to me was exposition regarding what they plan on doing, the history of Jaya and Skypiea as they're having some hot rock stew, which, interesting cooking method. So the beginning of the chapter is very much that, an exposition on what I've just described, kind of the history of the land that they're on, and, you know, expanding on what they have discovered when they figured out that, you know, Jaya and Skypiea are two separate pieces of something that used to be the same. And it is giving a little slice of lifey because we are getting more into just the way that these characters interact on a more casual basis, I would say. So one of my first highlights for this chapter specifically was at page 10. We've said it a few times how much we like a good map, and we have a really good map at the top of page 10 as we see the map of Skypiea and the map of Jaya Island being brought together to show us that it indeed forms a skull, which tells the Straw Hats where they need to go and that it needs to be the right eye of the skull, right? And you're like, oh,
I have no
gosh.
perspective here, but that seems like a huge chunk of land to get blasted into the sky. I mean, again, without scale.
It really is. So, but that brings us all back to Nolan's journal, also what he was talking about, what we're looking for. So it did a good job in kind of reestablishing what the goal is, right? Like reestablishing, okay, this is where the Straw Hats are actually headed. This is what we're looking for, right? Because we're pirates, and what are we looking for as pirates? We're looking for treasure.
Yeah.
Right? So it was a good way to recontextualize it, and just the fact of it being in a skull was like, oh, it's so fucking pirate-like. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I had a little bit of a chuckle at the bottom of page 12 as Robin states the obvious thing about them not wanting to reveal their location at night. And Luffy and Usopp being like, no, but listen, if you're camping, you need a fire. Like, you can't be camping and not have a fire.
The first half of this chapter was so homey. It was so funny. Like, there were so many little silly bits sprinkled
yeah but just like when you go camping, it's natural to have a campfire, and like part of me was like, okay, if I'm thinking about it strategically, I'm with Robin, but also as someone who fucking loves a bonfire when she's camping, oh, I need a fire. Am I really camping if I'm not having a fire? The answer is no. So I appreciated that. That was very relatable to me. We have a really nice 2-page spread over pages 14 and 15 as the Straw Hats are partying around the bonfire with the wolves they lured out of their den. That big panel at page 15 I thought was amazing, with like the shapes shadowed in with the big bonfire in the middle as they're kind of dancing around it. Love that.
It's a really cool shot.
Bottom of page 16 made me laugh as Chopper encourages Ganfor to join in the dance, and Zoro being like, aren't you his doctor?
Yeah.
Like, are you sure that he should be dancing? Like, think about it. Listen, Chopper, Love you. Love you. You're great. Take a step back. Think about it. Should he really be dancing?
Sometimes Chopper does just operate on vibes alone.
I know, and like I respect it, but he also tries so hard to be responsible, and like 90% of the time he is, and then
He gets
there's
caught
this
up
like
easy.
there's this like 10% of whimsy that he can't hold back.
Yeah.
And that therein is another reason why Chopper and I are one and the same.
Yep.
And then, yeah, the ending of the chapter establishes kind of the reason why they call this place the sacred ground and what is the Vars, which is like the soil of this place, which, you know, what it symbolizes. And the last 2 pages sort of reiterate that as, I think Rocky is her name. Yeah, Rocky, the lady, that's her name. Wants to bring back some of that soil to Isa, and you know, Wiper is a jerk, unsurprisingly, and we get a call back to the Shandians' goal of restoring the land, which they call Shandia, to what it was before. So we're kind of reestablishing what the stakes are for the. So I know you guys say a gorilla.
Yeah, gorilla.
Yeah. Just almost exactly like the animal.
Yeah, right. It's just me. I'm thinking about the Spanish way that you would say, which is guerilla, but because it's closer to French anyway.
Sure.
But yeah, so it kind of reestablishes what the stakes are for the people who normally would actually be owning that land. And I don't know, I feel like the last few pages the last couple of pages to me are very interesting in that way, in that we have the symbolism of bringing something sacred back to the youth, especially like Isa as like the one young character represents like the youth and the future.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, you have Wiper that's just like very vengeful, very much like the warrior of the group that's wanting to right wrongs and whatever, and
return things to the way they were
right,
400
exactly.
years ago.
And Rocky being a little bit in the middle and and like trying to fulfill
having
her
empathy.
role, right? Her role as the warrior, but also her empathy towards what truly is the heart of my community and what does it want, right?
Yeah,
so I thought
absolutely.
that was very interesting in general. But yeah, I didn't have a whole lot in terms of more specific notes with regards to that. It was a lot of
those 2 pages were cool though.
Yeah,
last 2.
yeah, I like the last 2, and just in general, it was just a lot of information dumping, which is great, but doesn't leave me much to expand upon.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I had for 253. Dylan?
The cover issue is fun, just because he becomes this really renowned toy salesman with hundreds of people wanting to come. And people are seeing that like the stuff they want is sold out. It's like, oh my god, taking a kid to a kid's store, like, we're gonna get you a toy. It's like, what I want isn't there.
Nowadays, you have to have a bot to get one of those toys.
Yeah.
Or perhaps an army of them, so you buy all of them, and then
you sell them next door for like 100% markup.
Scalpers have ruined
Scum.
life.
That's all right. You know what? Let's tangent. The Pokemon ones are what pisses me off. It's like there's a kid you could tell it's a kid wanting to get into the hobby, and it's just vultures trying to capitalize on our nostalgia. It's like my issue with Disney adults. It's like, this is meant. Like, don't take. Okay, yeah, you want to get some, but make sure the kids get some. Like, because it's the idea is like, get them into the hobby so they can keep the hobby alive. But you're like, no, I'm going to hoard it so I can make money off the people who have disposable income. And same thing with Disney adults. It's like, this is meant to be a magical. Because I've seen some stuff that's like kind of like vile. It's like pushing ahead of a kid in the line to see a character. Like snatching up something because they want to get it.
Some people have no. Oh, I have the word in French stuck in my mind.
Empathy sounds good.
Yeah.
So the literal translation for what I was trying to express in English is unscrupulous.
Yeah, they use that word later, actually, in this volume.
Yeah, so in French, because the word is sans scrupule, which is like without any...
Without scruples.
Without sauce.
Right. Basically, like without morals, without this like sense of logic and empathy and understanding of the people around you.
Let the child that this is the first time and maybe the only time I'm ever going to be to Disney World. Let them eat up every second of that. Actually, I conquered some fears in Disney.
Oh.
I was always absolutely mortified to go on like big flipping roller coasters.
Uh-huh.
And then I went on the rock and roller coaster.
Oh, yeah.
And that shit, one, made me love fucking Aerosmith, because I think that was, like, actually my first real introduction to it. Because, like, Ragdoll was playing while I was riding it, so after the initial launch, it's like, oh, yeah, this kind of a vibe. This is, let's go! Although we took the picture just so, because, like, my parents always give me shit, because we went to Carowinds a lot, because that's a local theme park. And I would never get on the flipping roller coasters, but after that, of course, in that photo and the thing, it looked like I was shitting my pants, because it launches you at like 60 miles an hour in 2 seconds.
I think you'd get something out of this, Dylan. So it's relatively new. It's one of their newest coasters, because I went to Disney World recently. In Epcot, there is a Guardians of the Galaxy ride that is very similar to Rock and Roller Coaster. It sets up with this big like movie introduction kind of deal. You shuffle through a couple rooms, and it's like they're briefing you on
your mission,
trip, and then you meet the Guardians. And then when the ride starts, here's the banger of it all. You get a selection of a couple different songs, because Guardians of the Galaxy was very like 80s rock and roll themed kind of. You get a selection of a couple songs. I only know of 2 of them, but there's a couple different ones that your ride can be. So it kind of like allows you
tailor
to like,
your experience.
Well, you don't get to choose it, but like you can be like, September by Earth, Wind, and Fire was our song on our ride.
I love it. I love that song.
What I wanted though was Everybody Wants to Rule the World by
is that
not
Tears...
Depeche Mode.
Is it
Tears for Fears?
Tears
Thank
for
you.
Fears? Yeah.
What's the one where it's like wham, bam, bam? That song.
That's Everybody Wants to Rule the
I don't know what you're talking
world.
about, Dylan. Yeah, but like I love Tears for Fears, and I love that song.
I adore Tears for Fears.
And I would love to have been on that ride. It's a dark ride, but the whole place is screens everywhere. So it's like you're flying through space, doing crazy shit with the Guardians. Dylan, you would fuck with it a lot. V, I'm sure you'd love it too, to be honest.
And the song I'm thinking of is by Silver, Wham Bam Shangalang. But we open up to the combat going down, and then the fact that it's like they're kind of like the bad guys, the vassals, are kind of like reveling in the combat, and then all of a sudden like nothing happens. Like, hold on. Wait, it's like the Kami is calling. Like, stop what you're doing. We have to go. Like in the middle of like this battle. Honestly, these next couple pages are, to me, Ghibli-esque. It's like they're sitting around the fire. You're getting cooking scenes.
You've heard the term "a watched pot never boils," right?
Yes, yeah.
Meanwhile, Luffy.
I do like all that, and just like the Sanji's kind of character. And one cool thing I saw, because on Netflix they have the chef's table or master chef's table, where it's like pizza, and they talk to like 4 or 5 of the most renowned. Like each episode is a renowned pizza chef, and there's one on noodles. So the noodle one I watched, there's a guy an Italian, either Spanish or Italian guy, and he actually does one where he goes out to the shore to where like the tide comes in and out, and he finds a moss covered rock and cooks it like a sea rock that's covered in moss, and then puts it in the pot, puts in the spaghetti. I know that was really interesting. That was something that really stuck out to me. All of it, like on the assumption of you who are listening along with this are also reading along. Like we're focused on what speaks to each of us individually. Me, it's like this cooking campfire vibe is just like, that'd probably be us. If we went out camping.
That's where we belong. That's 100% where we belong.
Very much. V would be cooking. Would be the one cooking up a meal fireside. Michael would be doing some. I would definitely be the bonfire guy. I would get the fire going and keep it going, because that's what I'll sit out there for like 6 hours.
I'd be V's third hand, so to speak.
Chef.
You'll be
my sous chef. My sous chef.
I would love to be your sous chef.
Oh no, what is it? What's kitchen boy? Oh no, it's garçon de cuisine. It's kitchen boy.
Yeah.
But then the campfire, like dance scene, that's a great. Again, the point out of like the vibes are going so strong. Even the medical thing, it's like you need to be bed rested. You need to sleep for at least 3 days. Don't get out of bed. And then parties going on for like 30 minutes. It's like, dude, come on, you gotta get out on the dance floor. How you gonna do it if you really don't want to dance? By standing on the wall. Get your back off the wall, baby.
Hell yeah.
And then the explanation of what Vars is and the whole importance to him. It's like where we're at, our crops are usually very unsuccessful because we don't have traditional soil. So, and I think they might have talked about it in the last one too, or I don't know if this is the one.
A little bit.
Yeah, but it's like they kind of really went over it, and it's like, but unfortunately, this is such a lovely gift to have, but then we got greedy and took it all for ourselves, which again kind of ties back to like America and the Native Americans. It's like, oh, this is beautiful land. It's ours. Get out. So, and then like as an American having that, like that makes this sort. I feel like that makes the story beats they're giving for Skypiea like hit home a lot more.
Yeah,
because I got something in our early history that it's like, oh no, yeah, you know what? I love my country, but that was one of those moments where it's like, are we the baddies? And it's like, yeah, you are. You are. Trail of Tears.
You know, also, like, as a Canadian, when I was, you know, talking about the residential schools and all of that, like, I feel like every country has a semblance of dark history or things that they've done wrong or things that they unfortunately have, like, continue to do wrong just because of the way that things are set up. I feel like it doesn't take away from our ability as citizens and citizens not only of our countries but of the world to reflect on that and say, well, it's not my personal problem, but what I can do is acknowledge the problem and in my own way, in my immediate sphere of what do I have power over, try to make it better without also taking the responsibility for decades and centuries of bad decisions having been made, right? We can't feel guilty. Like, I can't feel guilty for what happened to the residential schools. Like, I can't.
Yeah, I'm willing to look back at my history and be like, yeah, that was a fuck up.
But I can take that and I'd be like, this, I will call that a learning moment, and I will educate myself, and I will just try my best in my little world to make that better. That's all we can do.
That's kind of one of my things, like, with going to Japan. I think for me as an American citizen, it is very, very important that I go visit Hiroshima.
Probably a deeply emotional experience.
To take a moment and be there and reflect, I think is important. Yeah.
And hopefully, you know, you come out of it with a better appreciation for humanity, if nothing else.
And then I kind of like the ending where it's like the leader, and I kind of
Wiper.
Yeah, Wiper. I kind of, you know, it's like, I think it's justified. I was like, why are you out here fucking dealing with, like, kids' errands? We're in a war zone. This is going to slow you down. This is going to get us killed. Fucking stop or leave. You're in the way. But yeah, that's all I got in that chapter.
253. Let me scroll. Page 3. What a terrible shot of who we'll know soon is Gidatsu. Ugly.
It's bad. It's not good.
I'm having similar reactions to V when she first met Hachi. However, I think her tune is changing, or has
Hachi has kind of proven himself to be low-key a little bit of a king.
Right. But yeah, I hated that. I even wrote in my notes, hate this guy. So V, you and I are aligned on that. So yeah, let's hop into this. What I would say is like 10-ish pages of just crew dynamics. Like, so much of this chapter really focuses on the Straw Hats getting camp together. Mm-hmm. It's interspersed with some important story-centric stuff, but a lot of it is superfluous, and I don't mean that negatively. It's just, it is what it is. It's just a fun, living their life, joking around, they're existing in the fiction. And I like it. So some things I just want to shout out. The crew dynamics were great. The ingredients were very funny. I think Zoro's like, I got some like squirrels and a frog or something. Let me see if I can find it, because I thought it was quite funny. God, there's so many funny moments as I'm looking through. Oh yeah, he's like Chopper found walnuts, aloe, bananas, and garlic. What a get. And then Zora's like, a rat
and a frog. Yeah.
And then Nami's like, hold it, there were some weird ingredients just now.
Listen, is it protein? Yes. Don't ask any questions, woman.
Oh, but someone's like, leave the frog out, we'll take the rat. I can't find it.
I mean, I've had frog and I have not had rat. I'm just gonna say, frog is pretty tasty.
I don't think I would eat rat either, to be quite honest. I mean, I don't eat a lot of things. I'm a little picky. I'm okay with that.
If I was starving and about to die, I eat one.
But a frog is pretty good. Frog legs. Nom 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 nom.
Like, Robin shows up with a huge rock of, like, everybody's contributing, except for Luffy. I don't think they actually want him to. As long as he can stay out of the way, I think everyone who's doing the work is happy.
We just want Luffy there to fight.
Please stay out of the kitchen.
That's all. Just Exactly.
Can you imagine a functioning kitchen and then Luffy walks in?
No,
while
I
you're actually
can't.
trying to do
As
stuff?
someone who cooks basically every day, I cannot imagine someone like Luffy just showing up and being like, "Let me casually fuck things up for you."
Yeah.
I'm
It's
like,
probably
no.
best that he doesn't help. Is all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
no, you go sit down and play the Switch and eat candy, and I'm gonna cook. Okay, it's okay, honey.
One of you mentioned that Luffy was eating a whole shark, and it's brought up again here on the top of page 7. This stew is delicious. And then someone's like, earlier you ate a whole grilled sky shark. Well, that was just a snack to tide
It
me
was his
over.
appetizer.
This is a little snack.
Just like puts the whole shark in his mouth, because you know that mouth can get real big. And then pulls out just the bones with the fins intact. I don't know, just, classic kind of cartoony shit.
Yeah.
Yes, and then they had like a little brainstorming session, which is very relevant to the story. They sit down and kind of talk over what they're going to do, and I thought that was good. I felt like it was something maybe we haven't seen before, is them being strategic in a extended period of time, sitting down and putting a plan together. I guess they had a little bit of a plan in Alabasta, but I don't feel like there was like a planning session like this. And I know it's a weird thing to call out, but I definitely enjoyed it. Anything that, like, even if it's just something silly and mundane, if I haven't seen it before, I'm happy to see it. I like seeing them in all kinds of situations. And their planning session, it kind of gave me, like, I wrote in my notes mystery-esque vibes, but it's almost like heist-like. Obviously it's not a bank or a secure
I get it.
location.
It is giving kind of heist. Yeah.
Which a Straw Hats heist arc sounds awesome.
Yes, actually, yes. I would actually love that, because I feel like it could put so much of the Straw Hats' abilities to work in different ways, right? Because they're all so different. Oh my god, that would actually be so good.
It would be so cool.
It would be
I love heist
actually
movies.
so good.
Ocean series is one of my favorite. The camping stuff was interesting, mostly funny. I don't think it really added anything except for a little depth to the characters. Robin, being the ultimate survivalist, kind of has had to always look out for herself, has always had to, just be ready. The fire didn't make sense, but these goofballs insist on a fire. And then one panel really sent me, to be quite honest. It was so funny. The middle panel on 13, where Zoro's like, "Hey, Luffy, how's this for a bonfire?" And Sanji's right there with them, and they've, like, Nami and Robin were freaking out about the fire, and little do they know, there is a man-sized bonfire ready to fucking go. And just how quickly it jumped to that was very comical. The timing worked. It was great. I also enjoyed the explanation
I just
of
want to say
Vars.
something about the bonfire real quick. That whole thing about, like, and it's weird because we've kind of, this past week, myself, Michael, and Dylan have spoken about my dad a lot for some reason. And my dad is 100% the type of guy that's just going to build the fire to be as big as he can possibly make it. He's
Fire
he's a 60, he's turning 65 this year, 65-year-old man, but he still gets this, like, pure, like, teenage or childlike thing of, like, he just wants the fire to be the biggest that he can.
I like a big fire too.
Oh, yeah.
I know, it's just something lizard brain.
I know.
It's just like,
I know, it
"What?"
really is. It really is. Ooh, fire.
Yeah, the explanation of Vars was interesting, and we're going to get into some more interesting territory, I think, next chapter or the one after. Gosh, if we have gone on tangents in the past two, I have tangents locked and loaded for the colonial. Well, maybe it's not tangents. Maybe it's actually very applicable. But I have thoughts. But yeah, I'm going to have a lot to say on, or maybe I won't. Maybe it'll be perfectly summed up easily, but my mind is racing either way. So I like the idea of Vars, and I think that there's going to be some cool implications of that idea coming up. And then finally, the confrontation with the Shandians. It was a great way to end this. You see a lot of humanity in these people, and obviously they're humans, but they have interconflict. They have conflicting desires and emotions, and they're fleshed out here in a way that I think really endears them as a, like, if we're just taking them as a unit to me. I can't say, like, there's definitely some individuals that stick out Rocky, the little girl, Wiper, the leader, but some of the others fade into the background a little bit, and that's okay. I feel the Shandorans' plight. I understand their cause, but I also see flaws in their thinking. I see, anger and hatred kind of cloud reason and stuff. So it's a very, I'd say for 2 pages, it really digs in deep to this group, and I really appreciated it a lot. But overall, one of the best, what I would call plot explanation, maybe we'll call it slice of life chapters that I can remember. At least it's been the best in a while.
Yeah.
I thought there was a lot to take here. If you want comedy, you have it in droves. If you want emotional, like character connections, you have that many times. If you want to understand the story deeper, that's a little less, but it's still there. It's definitely present.
I feel like we were due for like just a little bit more slice of life-y content. Just a little reprieve from everything else that's been going on. Yeah,
it has
because it's been a lot of action, a lot of different characters being introduced, a lot of like, because we're like stepping into this new, can we even call it a new arc anymore? But like it's been a lot of movement, and to have kind of that moment of, okay, here are the people, here are our guys, here are the Straw Hats, and here's what they care about, and here's what they're thinking about in this moment. And I thought it was important to have that moment of paying attention to them and what they're thinking about.
Yeah, for sure. It was really good. The information presented was interesting, and I ate it up. I felt like I wasn't just reading a explanation of the background of this land and the people who inhabit it. I felt like it was a conversation from a Sky Knight who flies around on a bird horse.
Yeah.
And he knows what he's talking about, and everyone else wants to listen. And yeah, it was good. You know what I skipped over a little bit? That campfire scene. I feel like we've said enough about it, but I do feel like I want to give it another shout out. I especially like Robin in the foreground, just like, because Robin is so new to all this, and she's so different than I think anyone who has been introduced to the crew thus yet.
Yeah.
Maybe Zorro would have been this way if he was introduced later, but he's the first one, He was numero uno.
She's an extroverted introvert in a way. But I feel like that's a way in which those two characters connect a lot. I feel like that's why
they do and they don't, though. We
I
connect
know,
them, but they don't seem to be making their own connections, which
right,
is fine.
But I feel like even when two people are too alike, as in too much alike, there can be some friction. And I feel like that's kind of what we're experiencing with Zorro and Robin, is that they're very similar. And in certain ways, it can add on to that tension and that distrust, like that inherent distrust of one another.
Sure.
And that I'm hoping that they do warm up to each other and get to be like, okay, I now acknowledge you as someone that I can trust. I feel like they still don't trust each other, but they are actually so similar as characters.
I think
in my
Zorro
opinion
doesn't trust her, but I don't think she distrusts Zorro any more than she distrusts everyone, except for maybe Luffy. She actually owes Luffy her life, kind of.
Despite herself.
Yeah.
Let's be clear. Yeah. Initially, she actually didn't want to be saved.
Yes, that's true. Very true. But I stand by the idea that I don't think that she has more distrust for Zorro than her normal healthy amount.
I do feel like
she's expressed it.
In that relationship, I feel like most of that tension does come from Zorro, because I feel like maybe he, I don't know, I'm not sure, not trying to get into like the psychology of the Straw Hats, but like I think fundamentally because of where she comes from, the context in which she was introduced to the Straw Hats and everything that came to be before she became a member, he's not wrong to distrust her. I get it. I absolutely understand. And I feel like in some ways he's been forced to open his heart and open his mind to her, but there's still that inherent like, I don't know about you.
Well, I think Zorro's thing is like, if Luffy says it's okay, but I don't have to
like it. Right, but also,
I
don't have to like it. And like, actually, and so far, I don't know that I do like it, because like I don't know how much she's actually proven herself yet to him, as per his standards of what does it mean to be loyal to the Straw Hats and what does it mean to be loyal to Luffy, because one of the things that we both love and hate about Zoro is his unwavering loyalty, right? And so, like, he's, as someone new is being introduced to the crew, his standard is, well, I would literally die for this guy. What about you?
Yeah, what are you gonna
Right? But I think
Absolutely.
it introduces some very interesting character dynamics. But I feel like Robin and Zoro are very similar in ways that maybe if we were to dig into the psychology of things, would not admit to it. They would not admit to being as similar as they actually are.
Well, actually, I think Robin might. I see her as,
Okay,
while
yeah,
she's
that's
on
fair.
guard,
Yeah, I feel like Zoro is the one that's putting up the barrier.
his
I feel
ego,
like, yes,
he does have a little bit of an ego.
A
That
little
definitely
bit.
exists, which
I
I
feel
haven't
like-
seen with Robin.
Right. I feel like Zoro is the one that's putting up his safeguards and being like, I don't know that I want to let you in, whereas Robin is just kind of there.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, I would agree with that.
That was a fun little deep dive into the kind of psychology of that. I enjoyed that.
Oh, it's interesting. Fictional characters and trying to analyze them with like real human being emotions and patterns and...
But that's really all I had for 253. I thought this was a very good, if not excellent, chapter.
Yeah.
254's V. All right, and that'll bring part 2 to a close. Thank you once again for listening, and bon voyage.